Hi guys, so this is for the first question. So you need all these three inequalities, which I've already shown you on our previous class. Okay, but for the third inequality, you must make sure that you simplify it. Okay, so when you simplify it, you get these figures. It's not wrong if you don't simplify, but it will make it will make plotting a little more difficult. So let's just simplify things. Okay, so everything is now simplified. So the next thing to do is to actually plot your graph. But before doing so, what you need to do is look at part B, because in part B it will tell you the scale of the graph. So when you know the scale of the graph, it makes things a lot easier because you can actually visualize lah. Okay, so you should be following the scale here, and then the scale, please make sure that your graph is like proportionate lah. Don't put your x-axis right at the bottom here where you don't have space to write anything. So like just put it on like one, that's not 1 cm, that's like 2 cm above the bottom line. Okay, so this is how your frame should be, your x and y axis. Okay, alright, so what you have to do is to have your scales, you have your units here. Once you have your units in your graph paper, it's gonna be a lot easier to plot. Okay, so how to plot? Okay, this is an unnecessary step, but it also helps those who can't really see what's happening here. So it really helps to actually do this. So what I do is, this is for question B lah, for plotting. So what I do is I have this. I would have, I'm not supposed to show everything. Okay, so I'm gonna go through all the inequalities one by one. Okay, this takes a slower time to actually do the whole thing, but then once you understand, it's gonna make life a lot easier. Okay, so when you see this, you're gonna take the first inequality. So you have to always relate this to what you've learned, which is straight line equation lah. So straight line equation is y equals to mx plus c, right? So it makes it easier when you understand this thing and you try to relate it to what you're having here. Okay, so I just rearrange this to appear like that. And then what I do is, what you want to do is you want to draw a straight line. And to draw a straight line, you need to know at least 2 points in the graph. Okay, so the easiest thing when you look at the inequality, or when you look at the equation even, you want to substitute it with an easy number, or with a simple number. So you have y, and then from the graph, okay, you have all these axes kan? So you want to know which one works. So the easiest number, or the easiest substitute for x, is always 0. Okay, and for this one it really helps, because once you substitute x to 0, it's just 0 plus 400, so that makes y 400, so you get the first point. And then the second thing is just substituting my x with 400, so it becomes negative 400, so it's negative 400 plus 400, and that becomes 0. Okay, so you get 2 points already. One is 0 400 and another one is 400 0. Okay, this is like the easiest thing lah. Right, once my advice is, once you get one equation or one inequality ready, straight away transfer it to your graph paper, because you don't want to confuse yourselves later. Because like sometimes when you have all these three things, and then when you draw your lines, you can't remember which is which. So do it one step at a time. Okay, so once you have this one, so what you want to do is actually plot this down lah. Okay, so this is 0 400 and 400 0. Okay, 0 400, 0 400 and 400 0. Okay, and then draw that straight line. Okay, next thing to do is to look at your inequality symbol. It says that y is less than or equal to. When it's less than or equal to, it means it's a solid line, right? Okay, now we want to know where to shade. So it's less than. So obviously, okay, this is less than, so it goes this side. So what you do is just to tell your brain that it is less than. You don't want to shade the whole thing yet. So what you want to do is you just want to do this. Okay, just shade a very tiny portion of it, okay, just to know that, okay, it goes that way. That's it. And the next thing to do is to label your inequality or equation. Right now, what you see is a straight line. So when you label, it is no longer an inequality. Please understand that the inequality symbol just tells you which region to be shaded, okay? But basically, it's not about, I mean, in your graph, you can't write down the inequality symbol. It doesn't make sense. In your graph, you're gonna write down what you have, which is x plus y equals to 400, or you can just write y equals to negative x plus 400, whichever you want. But I'm just gonna stick to, the original equation. So x plus y equals to 400. I talk so much, right? Okay, now let's look at the next one. Next inequality. So you have y on this side and x on this side, and you know my brain doesn't work that way, so I have to swap it over. So y is over here and x is over here. So I bring the 3 on that side, so I get, this is my equation, okay? So I get y equals to 1 over 3x. Again, you're going to choose a very simple value of x and a very simple value of y. And in this equation, 0 is the easiest thing, because if you substitute x with 0, 1 over 3 times 0 is 0. So this is super easy because this is the origin. Next is, you got to think a bit, okay? Things don't come very easy here. You got to really think on what number to choose. You can, of course, you can choose 100 here. You can choose 100, but then 100 over 3 is 33.3333. It won't look nice. It won't be easy to find on your graph paper. Okay, so be wise, choose wisely. Okay, choose your number wisely. So you want to use 300. So 300 over 3 is just 100. So you get 2 points already here. So 0, 0, and 300, 100. Okay, 0, 0, 300, or 100. 0, 0, which is the origin. And then 300 and 100. Yep, it's there. This is 300, this is 100. Let me check again. 300, 100. Yes, so we've got 2 points here. Let's draw a line. Okay. You can always extend the line if you want to. Okay. So once you're done here, okay, I want to extend it a little longer, just so that I have space to okay, so once you're done here, you need to check your inequality symbol again. What was it here? Okay, y is more than or equal to 1/3 of x. This is the part where you should shade. So it's more than. When it's more than, okay, it should be towards that side. So you're just gonna shade this part, just a small portion of it, so that you know. Okay, don't forget to label. So when you label, please use equal sign and not inequality sign. Okay, and this will become x equal to 3y, or you can use this one. I'm going to use this one, y equals to 1 over 3x, or you can just use x equal to 3y. It doesn't really matter as long as it's an equal sign, okay, whichever first. All right, and the last bit is this one. So it's 4x plus 3y more than 360. So you're going to use the same method. So I got this one, y is more than or equal to this whole thing. So what you want to do is you want to substitute the values again. Choose wisely. First, I want to choose 0. So when it is 0, this whole thing disappears. It's just 120. And then be wise to choose a number for the next point. Okay? Because like you can't just put any number here, because bear in mind that this is a negative value. Remember that your graph is all positive. You don't have any negative quadrants here, right? So just choose your number wisely lah. Alright, so it's 0, 120. Okay, where is 0, 120? 0, 120. Okay, so this is 150. So this is 110. This is 120. So 0, 120. And the next one is 90 and 0. 50, 70, 80, 90. Oh, no, that's not how it works. Is it not? Wait, 70, 80, 90, 100. Oh, no, it doesn't work that way. How does it work now? 50 divide by 10. Oh, yeah, it is. Why is it not? Wait, 50, 70, 80, 90. Oh my god! 50, 60, 70, 80. Okay, so it's 90 and 0. Okay. So guys, look at this point here. You got 2 points, so this will be your so this will be your last line. So I'm not gonna extend this line because I just want it to be within the region of this first quadrant. Right, so you want to label this or you want to shade it first. I think I want to label it first, and it's gonna be apa ni? I'm gonna write that down. So that is y equals to negative 4 over 3. I don't like this pencil. Okay, y. Can you see? Okay, all right, and then look at the inequality symbol. It is more than. So this is the line. More than means that side. Okay, so basically we're done with plotting right now. In the instruction it says construct the graph and shade the region R which satisfies all the constraints. Okay, so you look at all the shaded region here. So you have, for the first one, it is this side, and then for the second line it is this side, and for the third one it is this side. So basically it is so obvious that the shaded region should be this part and not this one. Okay, so you can just label this to be R and then just shade it. Okay, so you're basically done for B. Okay, and then for next question it says for the next question they want you to use the graph. Okay, please use the graph at all times. You can't use anything else. You can't calculate from anything, like just use the graph. Okay, it says use the graph to find the maximum collection of monthly fees. Okay, so if you look at the question, it says maximum. I'm just going to write this down for a while. So this is for C. It says maximum kan? Maximum monthly fee. And this is for the first one. Okay, so when you want to find the maximum, what you want to do is okay, first of all you need to look at the constraint that talks about monthly fee. Okay, which constraint talks about monthly fee? The first, second, or third? Obviously not the first. Also, is it the second? Also not the second. Okay, look at it again. First is talking about the number of students. Second is talking about something. Okay, so the third one talks about the minimum. The third one talks about monthly fee. Okay, so you're gonna use this one. Okay, so bear in mind that we're not gonna take the whole inequality. You're just gonna take 80x plus 60y. Okay, so you know it's 80x plus 60y. So this is the equation that you want to find. So maximum monthly fee is 80x plus 60y. So you want to know what number these ones are. Okay, so to know that, you have to look at your graph. Okay, so basically okay, there's a trial and error method. So I'm just going to show you this trial and error method because you know, my previous students like this method better than the other method that is shown in the textbook. So I'll just show you this method. It's a lot easier anyway. Okay, so when you have this region over, when you have this the region R shaded here, okay, it's very important to know that there is a minimum point and there is also a maximum point. So you need to know. So basically, you know that if you want to look for a maximum point, it has to go beyond the origin. It has to go far from the origin. Anything closer to the origin, like this or that, like this point or that point, will actually tell you a minimum value. Okay, so go far as you can. But here, when you go far, beyond, not beyond, I would say like far from the origin, it will give you two possible points, which are this and that. Okay, so here's a trial and error method where you just figure out what these points are and you substitute your values in the equation that we wrote just now. Okay, so please identify this point. This is 300 and 100. Okay, and this point is 0, 400. Okay, so this is a trial and error method. So let's just substitute the value here. Let's use this one. 800 times 0 plus 60 times 400. Okay, and this will give you 24,000. All right, we don't know yet whether this is the correct answer. Okay, let's try another value where it is 80. What was the point just now? It's 300 and 100. So it's 300, and then this is, oopsie, 3 and 100. Okay, so here you get 24,000. Obviously, this will be the point because it's going to exceed that. And then this is 60,000. Woohoo! So what is it? Why is it 60,000? Sorry, it's just 6,000. Okay, so what's the total here? It's 30,000. All right, so we can obviously see that this does not work. So this is the answer. Okay, so what point does it use? Okay, they want you to find the maximum monthly fee. Okay, so what point? At point 300 and 100. That's it. Okay, so but this is just for the second one. Okay, now let's look at the second question for C. It says, sorry, I can't really see. Okay, what does it say there? Oh, what is, find the maximum collection. No, that's the first one. Find the minimum number of students enrolled in the typing course if the number of students who enrolled for computer course is 150. Okay. Okay, so for the last question, it says find the minimum number of students enrolled in the typing course. So what is typing course? Typing course is Y, and computer course is X. So it says that the number for X is 150. Okay, so this is your X. So this is your X-axis. So where is 150? So it should be here. Okay, so we want to find the minimum number of Y. So this is actually a very, very easy question because they want you to look for the minimum. The minimum will be the lowest point in the shaded region. Okay, so what you want to do is, okay, I have some like labels, some writings there. It's okay. So what you want to do is, well, you don't really have to do this, but I just want to show you. Okay, so this is 150. Okay, this is for computer course, and this is for typing. Right, so when it's 150, the minimum means the first point that you reach from the bottom. So it's this one. This is the minimum. So what's the number, guys? It's 50. So 50 is the answer. Okay, so 50 is the answer. Okay, it says 50. Yeah, 50 is the answer. And that's it.